called Frosty Dinghy, and I'm the dolphin, and you're the flounder.
Well, I guess. I think it should be Dr. Parker, but... Hey, welcome. Another episode of Frosty Dingy. Got Caged Dolphin and the Flounder here. Cobe, how you doing?
We're doing fantabulous. I watched a movie the other day, The New Naked Gun. Have you heard about it?
No, I did not know there was a new Naked Gun.
Yes, there's a new Naked Gun. And it's got the main actor from If You Take My Kid, I'll Find You, Liam, old Liam in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think we finally beat Susan Sarandon as the worst casting choice for a lead female character.
Wow. I can't wait to hear this.
They brought back Pamela Anderson as the love interest.
Well, I get that. I understand that.
Yeah. Not the best choice in the world. There would have been many other people that I could think of for that role.
Well, to be honest, I don't ever remember her being the greatest of actresses anyways. All I really remember her in is Baywatch, or Boob Watch, as it was appropriately called. And her terrible movie, Barbed Wire.
Oh, yeah, that was... Oh, no, you're forgetting her best movies, because they mostly had Tommy Lee in them.
Oh, yes.
Those were about the only good ones she was good at in acting anyway.
Indeed.
But yeah, it's not that. I mean, the rest of it is the same kind of comedy that you can expect out of a Naked Gun. But she did not do that role of the original love interest justice at all.
Well, Priscilla Presley is an icon, right? So, I know when I think love interest, I think Priscilla Presley.
I'd maybe Jamie Priestley.
Jamie Priestley?
Yeah, that's more of a better love interest there, especially in the Midwest, because we have really, really nice fairs and attractions. So she'd really be turned on by her mud trucks. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Bingo. That's a hammy.
But I had to throw that out there because, I did like how they brought back, just like on Happy Gilmore 2, they tied back in the old cast, even OJ.
Oh, so what is this? Is this streaming, or is this in theaters?
It's in theaters.
Okay.
It should be in theaters. Yeah, I believe it's in theaters. But yeah, they brought back a nod to every one of the old actors from the police force in there, even OJ. And the way they nodded to OJ was funnier than hell, because it wasn't a good nod. It was just a nod.
I'm not surprised by that. I mean, I guess realistically, they could have maybe tried to redo that role and cast Ray Rice or maybe Deshaun Watson in it.
Would you like? Would you like a spoiler? Just a little bit of one.
Well, obviously, yes.
Okay, so they're all the kids of the former actors. Each one of the roles is the son or daughter from the previous ones, except for only on the police force. Nobody else, just the police force. So that way there's a nod to all the previous characters. So that part was kind of cool. So
what about Reggie Jackson's son? Did Reggie Jackson's son make an appearance?
I believe so. I do believe so. No, I don't know. I'm trying to think. It was really late, so I didn't catch all of the things I probably should have in the cameos, but I think he does.
So obviously in the first one, the Queen comes to visit at the Angels game, which in itself is hilarity, because Lieutenant Frank Drebin starts as becoming opera singer
Enrico Palazzi,
and then becomes the home plate umpire, which is even better.
He's frisking everybody,
coming out to clean up the home plate with a dustbuster and then a full upright vacuum. Just hilarious. And he's trying
kill the Queen.
And then to keep the seventh inning going, the guy pop flies and he throws out the 4 other balls to try to fucking confuse people. Oh,
The catcher
it's
scoops
just
together like 7 of them.
it's great. I love that movie. It's fantastic. Um, yeah, you can't go wrong. I mean, hopefully the redo did it justice
Like
because
it's the same exact style of comedy. 100% same. They're trying to get you to laugh at the same kind of stupid stuff.
and then I guarantee I'll love it.
I just did not like the casting. Imagine that of the one of the lead characters. You know, just like Robin Wright from The Princess Bride. She was a great lead role for The Princess Bride. Now she's ruined because she's the biggest villain ever in cinema history because of Forrest Gump.
I don't know about biggest villain.
Biggest villain ever, beats them all.
No, I, you know,
Even worse than Vader. Vader at least had a heart at the end.
yeah.
Yeah. The only
I don't know.
other villain that can even rank up there close to her is Ralph Macchio. Him and his illegal kick.
That's fair. That's fair. You know, there's a lot of villains out there. I don't know if Jedi is the biggest of them all.
Name one worse, and I'll tell you how you're wrong.
How about Billy Zappa's character from Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield?
No.
He faked the injury so he wouldn't have to dive because he was scared. Oh, my calf, I felt a pop.
See, he wasn't scared though. He wanted
He
them to
was
lose
scared.
the meat. He wanted them to lose the meat.
He was scared. He was scared. He couldn't handle the pressure.
Either way, did they still win?
As he was climbing back down the 3 steps of the ladder, he could see the yellow tinkle coming down his leg.
You could not.
It's true. Go back and watch it.
Okay, I'll go watch it again, but it's still not a bigger villain. That one's not even close. It's not even in the same realm.
Jedi she's not a hero by any means, but I don't think she's a villain. I mean, Forrest Gump is not a smart man.
Yeah, and she takes advantage of that and sticks him with a kid that may or may not even be his. There's no DNA test.
Well, I mean, there could be. It was sometime. We don't know when exactly.
Just because they cock their head to the side when they watch TV don't mean shit.
Yeah.
That isn't a scientific test.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, we can go on. There's a lot of fun stuff in Forrest Gump.
I love Forrest Gump. It's a great movie. So some of the scenes are just classic. Something bit, boy, when he gets shot in the ass. And I still think that's my favorite line. They called it $1 million wound, but my government must have kept that because I didn't see a single penny of it.
I like it when he's like, "Your mama sure cares about your education, son."
That really
Sorry,
is
I
a
had
great
to fight in the
movie.
middle of your Black Panther party.
Great movie. I love it.
I
Every
did
bit of
lose-
it.
I did lose my train of thought because we started talking about Forrest. We were going somewhere with the whole the villain
Well,
conversation there for a minute.
You said she's the biggest villain ever in theatric history.
Well, I'm still trying to find a bigger one, and I thought I had one there for a second, and then nope, she just trumped that too.
So, side note, I was watching, we were eating supper and we started a movie with me and my wife and my son, and I turned on Office Space. Bill Lumbergh might be a bigger villain. Yeah, we're going to need you to come in on Saturday. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and need you to come in on Sunday also.
But he's not a villain. He lost.
Well, villains always lose.
He didn't even put up a fight.
They burned down the business. What was he going to do? Go in there with a fire extinguisher, try to save it all?
No, I meant while everything's going down, right? All he kept saying was, "Yeah, I don't see that that way." Yeah.
Yeah.
But he never actually tried writing him up or doing anything to him at all.
So I will go off my personal history at this point and believe that, writing people up is an absolutely necessary evil, especially as a supervisor. Because that's really about the only way you can prove that you're holding people accountable is to write them up. If you think you're being nice by not doing it, you are just screwing yourself.
And
So if you think someone
you
should
don't
be,
even have
so
to
if
write
you
them
think
up.
someone should, no, I say write them up. Absolutely, just write them up. Put everything on paper.
No, I get
Document
that part
everything.
of it. I get that part of it, but it doesn't have to be a write up. You can use a verbal, right? And just write down everything you talked about and have them sign that says we had this conversation. That's where it
Yeah,
used to start, and then you progress from there.
yeah. Anymore though, I'd say CYA, man. Cover your ass, prove you're doing your job. I remember working on a house that we were doing for Habitat for Humanity. Um, and we thought we nailed this thing. We thought the inspector was going to come in and pass us with flying colors because we had heard that no one ever passes a habitat inspection. We thought we had this fucker nailed. And he came in and he couldn't find anything easy. So all of a sudden he started checking paint thicknesses on walls and shit like that. It ended up costing us way more. So the next house, you know what we did? We forgot to put on a drawer pull here and there and forgot a door stopper. Just single stupid shit that we knew that was going to take us 4 minutes to fix. But that inspector has to be able to come in and show his bosses that he actually did an inspection and did his job and find some shit. They're going to find shit regardless. If you're a builder, leave it something simple for that way the inspector finds something, get the hell out. If you're a supervisor, write people up, even if it's something stupid. Write them up. Show that you're doing your job of trying to keep people working properly.
Oh, I understand what you're saying, but it also depends on the company rules too. Because if in one of the environments I used to work in, you get 2 write-ups and then you're out the door. So that's why we started.
No,
That's why we started with the verbals and the non-verbals and stuff like that. Because then we're just documenting a conversation.
I can see that. Obviously, you gotta be careful about that. But honestly, if they're a good employee, if you do write them up for something, they're not going to do that again anyways. They're going to learn from it and do things the right way. And if they're a shitty employee, they're going to do it again, and then you can fire them. I mean, it's win-win, right? Either they're going to do things the right way or they're going to be gone. I don't know. After what I dealt with for the last 14 years before my current job here, fuck them. If they don't want to do their job the right way, I don't fucking want them anyways.
Nope,
You need a fucking
get that.
If you need a fucking stool so you can climb your happy ass to the back of the fucking trailer, you might know what, it might be time to give it up.
Yeah, I am officially retired from the supervisor role at the moment. I am now an independent maintenance contractor, is how I feel anyway. I'm actually just the low-level maintenance guy that walks around the plant fixing everything that comes up. So I don't talk to hardly anybody all day. I just have my headphones on and I walk around fixing shit. That's all I do.
Well, if you keep the shit running, that's all they want, right?
Yeah. It's cakewalk. I hate working on things. Absolutely despise it. There's nothing worse in the world that you can make me do than turn wrenches, because I don't like it at all, not even a little bit. So guess what? I fix it the first fucking time so I don't have to do it again, because I didn't like doing it the first time. I'm not doing it for fun.
So talking about getting older, right?
Who's getting old?
All of us.
I am not.
So today I'm
Look
up
at
on
this
this
skin.
ledge.
Look at it. It's pretty. There's no gray in here anywhere, and I don't use just for men or nothing. I'm leaving the hat on. Shut up.
I'm at work today, right? And I'm up on this, like, we'll call it like a landing area, like a platform that we have product on. And I'm up there looking at some shit. And I have, everything's ladders because this thing was like hand built throughout the last 50 years by this family before it got bought out. Which it's hand built awesome. It really is. It holds everything you need, but it's all hand built. So we got ladders everywhere. I'm not real fond of going down ladders. I go up them all day. I hate going down. And so I look over to the ledge there, and our flatbed truck was there. And it was like 2 feet from the ledge, and it's probably a good 4-foot drop from the ledge down the flatbed.
You jumped, didn't you?
No, my knees aren't fresh enough for that anymore, but 10, 15 years ago, I absolutely would have jumped. But today, I'm like, I'll take the fucking ladder. I'm too old for this shit.
See, that's where you and I differ, because I'm not old. I mean, I'm not. I still treat myself like an amusement park. I don't wake up sore in the mornings. It's go time. Like all of that swimming and stuff that we did at the river and me fighting the current, going up and dragging people around and stuff like that. Next 2 days, I was fine. Day 3, my shoulders were just a little bit sore, but I was at work, didn't have time for it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't get the old. I don't get it.
Well, I tell you what, I don't jump around like I have fresh knees anymore. Let's be honest about it. I don't not do things because of my knees, but I don't jump around or off of docks anymore or anything like that just because I think I should. I'll
Yeah, I'm
take
too
the extra
stupid
minute to
not
find the
to.
ladder. Well, I think you hammered it there.
Well, when I start paying for it, I'll probably stop doing it, but I haven't started paying for it yet. I paid
Yeah.
for stuff there for a while, like in my, the hell is that? Jesus Christ. Sorry. Distracted. About a 2-inch fly just landed on my light in front of me. I'm like, what is that? It's a big one. But no, I mean, I paid for stuff probably 10 years ago. I started getting sore because I let myself go a little bit too far out of shape. I'm still a big boy, but I'm a mobile big unit again. I can go up and down ladders. I can lift heavy stuff. I can walk 12 miles a day. You know, I don't eat shit all the time. I just don't lose weight. There's a difference. It's weird.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I remembered, and I had to write it on my hand so I didn't forget it while we got distracted off the topic, but I sent you something the other day and I want your opinion on it. Ferris Bueller's Day Off to get back on the movies.
Yeah.
So one of the theories out there is Ferris is like Groundhog's Day. He redoes the same day over and over and over again every day, and he's done it for a long time. Even one of the things that he says while he's laying in bed, and they asked how he gets so good at stuff. And he says lots of practice, or like when he breaks the fourth wall, because I'm stealing this from somebody else's thing that I heard today, but it makes sense. Not you.
No, but
But
that was Ferris in the shower. I recall Central Park and Fall.
but he breaks the fourth wall when he goes, well, this is the time where Cameron freaks out and stuff like that, and how he's got such an obsession with Sloane, and he keeps acting like they've been dating forever when it's their first date. So how do you feel about that theory?
Whose first date?
Sloane.
And Ferris?
Yes.
No, they say in the movie that she's been running around with him for a while. The redheaded secretary said that.
Yes,
so
but
it's not just their first
running
date.
around, but yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
I would say it is not their first date, because of that information. Although that would be a pretty bold first step to call a girl out with a dead grandpa because you want to skip school with her. That would be bold. You gotta pick and choose the target on that one, right? Because that could backfire real quick.
Well, if he's done this 1,000 times, he figured out what works and what doesn't. If he makes a mistake, he just starts over.
Right. I don't buy it. I'll tell you why.
How could he be sitting in exactly the right spot at the game to catch the foul ball without moving if he didn't know it was going there?
Well, that's just cinema, man. That's like going to the Cubs game is only so much fun if he doesn't catch the foul ball and get put on TV, right? I mean, that's the whole thing is they have to see him on the TV while the principal is sitting there at the bar. What's the score? 0-0. Who's winning? The Bears. The principal is sitting there at the bar watching the game on TV, and Ferris gets on the TV while he isn't looking. They had to have a reason for the TV camera to pan to Ferris at the game while the principal's watching the game. The foul ball was that chance. Yeah, no, I don't buy that one at all. There's too, it's like Ferris got caught at the end. His sister bailed him out. If he knew his sister was going to bail him out, why wouldn't he have just taken the easier way home that didn't involve running through people's houses and backyards and over fences? If he knew his sister was going to bail him. So for that reason,
remember, it's new things happen every day, though. Even if you plan them all out, there's always something new that you hadn't figured out yet. Maybe that was the first time he didn't get caught.
But he did get caught. His sister bailed him out.
He didn't get caught.
He did. The principal caught him.
Not if he got bailed out. Not if he got bailed out. He didn't get caught.
The sister bailed him out. The sister said, "Oh, we've been worried sick about you." He walked home from the hospital. The sister bailed him out. So I say no. I don't buy
get
it.
caught.
He got caught. He got bailed out.
Unless there's punishment, you don't get caught.
No. A lot of people get caught doing shit. They just don't get prosecuted. You ever fought a speeding ticket and won because the fucking cop didn't show up to court?
No, I've never gotten a speeding ticket.
Yeah, I have, but if you show up to court, the cop.
I just paid it.
Yeah, if you get caught and you go to court to fight it and the cop isn't there, they throw it out, right? You got caught. You got bailed out by the fact the cop didn't show up to court. So
but it wasn't by a principal.
Well, so yeah, no,
So
I don't buy that one. I think honestly that would ruin the story. I think that's half the fun is the fact of all that shit kind of. I mean, and admittedly, it's kind of amazing he's able to fucking get on a singing float and the backup dancers know what song's going to have and have choreography for it, which is pretty impressive. So I guess maybe that's an argument
thing
for
that's
it.
Proven it. Yeah.
I guess there's an argument for it, but I think that would hurt my heart to think that's a Groundhog Day situation because it's so perfect.
See, you're going off of feelers again, not off facts.
Yeah, well, that's a fun thing about Hollywood. It rarely works on facts and mostly just works off bullshit.
Well, I can keep the conspiracies rolling for you.
Well, let's go. Let's go. This is kind of fun.
Are you a John Wick fan?
I've never seen him, to be honest with you. You've
never seen, but you understand the principle of it, though, right?
Yes, he's like a contract killer or something, and yeah. I've seen enough off the TikToks that I have an idea about the movie, but I haven't sat down and watched the movie.
So basically, he is the best killer that this kind of mob has, right? And they let him out because he did this impossible job to let him out so he can be with his wife, and she dies, right? Well, the last thing that she does is buy him a puppy, and it shows up the day of her funeral. Well, somebody kills the dog because they wanted to steal his car, and he goes back in to fucking get even because of revenge for his wife, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's Johnny Utah from Point Break. Yeah. Can you connect how that gets there?
Yeah, I see that.
At the end of Point Break, he was dating the girl, right?
Yeah.
And she left because she found out that he's a cop, right? And then he lets Bodie go and he throws his shit on the ground. Well, one of the other assassins in the movie is William Dafoe. William Dafoe won't take out John Wick. So when John Wick goes down his destructive pattern that he's got going on, William Dafoe finds him, takes him in, and they train him to be this assassin that he is. And that's that's my fan theory that I've created, that he's actually Johnny Utah.
Did you think that this William Dafoe then becomes a
picture go?
I'm right here.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm right here.
As long as you know you're there. Okay.
So do you think William Dafoe then, maybe William Dafoe and Johnny Utah then switch spots? And then William Dafoe as Johnny Utah joins the FBI and gets based in Boston and is hunting for two serial crushers.
No,
I think we're going to see a lot of these. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these. Crushed by a really big guy.
William Dafoe dies, bud. You haven't watched John Wick, but they kill him. He's dead.
Oh, all right.
So your serial crusher story doesn't quite pan out there.
Take a coffee.
I'm thinking an onion bagel with cream cheese.
Serial crusher. We're going to be seeing a lot of these.
Good shooting, shitty shooting.
That was great. That was worth it.
All right. So I'm sure you've seen Back to the Future enough times.
Oh, yeah.
How did Doc get the letter? The one that he ripped up?
I don't know. Hollywood magic.
You're
Hollywood
sticking with
magic.
the Hollywood
That's
magic, huh? That a boy.
Yeah.
That a boy.
I'm going with that. I mean, he definitely like ripped up this letter, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, Marty got that letter from the fucking postman or fucking Pony Express at the exact time that Doc sent from 1885.
Yeah.
So he might have ripped up the letter, but then maybe he taped it in half. Maybe Doc's really good at jigsaw puzzles.
There was no tape on that letter. It was a brand new one straight out of an envelope that wasn't ripped.
Well, that's the funny thing about the time-space continuum. You just keep
It'd
going
be the
back
space-time
and
continuum,
back
but-
and back. Maybe they crossed paths and old Doc Brown gave
With
us
who,
new
Bill
Doc
and
Brown.
Ted?
Maybe. Genghis Khan, definitely.
So did you notice the differences between when Marty comes back from when he left? About when he leaves from Twin Pines Mall, and since
Yes.
he ran over the one with the DeLorean, it's Lone Pine Mall.
Yes. That is an excellent detail. A lot of people missed. And, it's funny how many of those little things that people, it's like Eastwood Ravine all of a sudden, right? It wasn't Eastwood Ravine when you started the movie. It was the teacher,
No,
whatever
it's
the teacher's name was.
Claire.
Yeah, because everybody had that special teacher. They wanted to jump off the ravine. And that got changed to Eastwood Ravine. It's really a great, excellent set of movies. Funny to think that the faxes were still so big in the future, because what year was that supposed to be? What year were they supposed to go to in the future? That was 2025, wasn't it?
2015.
Okay. Because last I remember, I got made fun of when I said I was going to fax something to somebody, because they're like, why the fuck would you fax somebody? What is this, 1982? It's like,
See,
well,
and
motherfucker.
I got into it with Capital One because they told me to fax them something. I'm like, can I just send you an email? They're like, no.
Right, yeah, fax. I'm not even sure if our new machine at work has fax capabilities. I'm sure it does, but no one faxes anymore. Everybody does everything electronically with emails. The cloud.
They fox them.
Put it in the cloud. Send it to the cloud. Dr. McCloud at
Century
the Cloud.
Fox. So
yeah,
I did.
so
I'm staring at W, by the way, on my NW. Just so you know, I've been staring at the West W for a while.
my guess is when
So
the
it's
upload
rather-
happens, it'll all work out.
Oh, it always does. I just find it interesting. But I'm going to pull something up that I don't really agree with, but I went to Grok just to see. And
What the fuck is Grok?
Grok is Elon's AI.
Okay.
Okay. So I pulled up who Grok thinks is going to win the Super Bowl. The Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I have a hard time arguing against that. They're fucking good.
They said that they're going to edge past Philly in the Super Bowl 34-31 in a thriller.
I think I
Against the
told
Eagles.
you. I think I told you that was kind of my preseason picks, and you said no. There's gonna be no birds in the Super Bowl. I think there's gonna be birds in the Super Bowl.
Now, earlier today, on my phone, not on my computer, I asked Grok the same exact questions, but I can't screen share my phone. And they said the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl against the Lions. And it was going to be like 28-21 or something like that. Bills over the Lions.
Well, maybe there's been some new information that has come out between the first time you asked Grok and the second time you asked Grok.
So, this also changed as well, but I like this version better. I like the computer version because Team 32, Cleveland Browns go 3-14 and land the number one pick in the 2026 draft.
If we got number one, it'd be worth it, because then maybe we'd find a fucking quarterback. But I think we're a better team than that. I really do. We're 2 years ago, we were 10-7 and made the playoffs. Last year was abysmal. We're not that far away. I don't think. We brought in, God damn, he had been the offensive coordinator at Buffalo. They fired him. We brought him in, and he tried to change the offense away from what Stefanski had done and had been successful with, and it backfired. Stefanski's coming back to run the offense again. They're running his offense. We're going back to the more full, wide zone scheme like what the 49ers run. I think we're going to be better than 3-14. I mean, I fully admit we're in a tough fucking division. You got the Ravens who right there, Grok said, oh yeah, they're going to win. I've already gone on record to say the Steelers are putting it all out there this year. They're going for broke this year. The Bengals are going to have an offense.
And that's who you got winning the Super Bowl.
I don't know if I'm calling the Steelers, but I'm saying they're putting it all on the line to go. They're not holding back. They're not, if they're going to spend every dollar they can spend to try to get the Super Bowl this year. I have no doubt about that. I think they'll probably be active in the trade market once it gets down to the trade deadline. If they can find a piece or two, I think they'll give up a couple more draft spots to try to get them over the hump. I don't think they'll make it, but they're going to give it all to try to do it. I think this is going to be their coach's last year. I think he's basically done. I think he's saying this is my last year, and I'm giving it up. They signed A-Rod, who's just on the 1-year deal. I think they're going for broke this year. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to end up short, but I think they're going for broke. And then also in the AFC North, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, who are going to score 39 points a game. The only problem is they might give up 40 if they don't get Hendrickson signed.
Yeah, they don't have much of a defense anymore. They're going with the picket fence defense.
Yeah.
A lot of holes. A lot of holes in that.
Yep.
Maybe even a chain link fence with the gate open.
Yeah, that might be closer than the picket fence. The chain link, it might only be like the 2-foot tall chain link, just enough to keep the Bulldogs in the yard.
You on the way by.
Yeah, just high enough to keep the Bulldogs in the yard. They're not. The Bulldogs aren't jumping over the son of a bitch. They'll be fine. So that's the Bengals defense.
There was footage that went out from Chicago today that has already been deleted because Caleb Williams was doing the net drill and missed every pass, and with the last one missed the entire net and wasn't screwing around. It was an actual drill. So I thought that was entertaining for Chicago. So for all the local Chicago fans, have another shitty season. There you go.
Yeah, maybe he needs to spend more time painting his nails and less time practicing. I mean, maybe strike that, reverse it.
Flip that around. Turn that shit backwards.
Yeah. That's right.
So, and then they got the old Texans. The Texans I think they had them at 16th overall at the end because they're just good enough to squeak into the playoffs, but with a young quarterback, they might not have the depth to go any farther.
I like the Texans quarterback. Obviously, he's led them to the playoffs. They are in an exceptionally weak division. As strong as the AFC North is, the AFC South is equally weak. Jacksonville, Houston, Indianapolis. Who's the fourth? Tennessee. None of them are teams you look at and think, fuck, those guys are Super Bowl contenders. Houston, to me, comes out of that division. But, they're a playoff team. They're a playoff team, but I don't know if they win a playoff game. But they got my favorite running back there.
It's always a toss-up.
They got my favorite running back there, Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, if he comes back, if he's healthy, he could rush for 1,000 yards for him. And that'll even help Stroud out even more.
Yeah, they definitely need to get something to take a little pressure off of Stroud. Definitely. What was the other one that I read today? The linebacker for Miami that's been hurt the last 2 years limped off the field today. Their big name linebacker that went out with an Achilles and then a blown knee the next year, or the other way around. Apparently, he's just saying that he got
rolled up on.
He just got whipped in the leg and he's fine, but they were awful worried about it.
Well, and I'll say this, preseason now, especially anytime you take things hard on the precautions. News came out there 2 weeks ago. Justin Fields was carted off at the Jets practice, and all it was a dislocated non-big toe. He got stepped on. Someone stepped on his foot. It dislocated one of his non-big toes, and they carted him off the field. Right. Preseason training camp times. Everybody's very, very careful, overly precautious on things. So I don't know how much I'd worry about that too much right now.
So let's go through the divisions and let's figure out who we think before preseason starts is going to be the top contender in each one. So
All right.
We'll start with the AFC East. You got the Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots. Which, before you get started, the Patriots, on my cell phone Grok search, they were the worst team in the NFL, not the Browns. Just so you know, they had them listed at the total bottom.
I'm a little surprised by that. They got the new coach, Mike Vrabel, who is going to be great. They have the quarterback they believe. I think they're going to be a better team than people want to give them credit for. I think the Jets are still a miserable team, just terrible. The Dolphins are going to be, that 9-8, 8-9 type team. They're like a 500 team. They'll beat the bad teams. They won't beat the good teams. The Patriots, we'll call them a 7-10 team. I don't think they're a 500 team, but they're not bad. They're close to being a 500 team. Bills are the class of the AFC East. They're 14-win team.
See, and I think, in all honesty, the way that they're listed here is the way they're going to finish in the division. Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots. I would put the Jets squeaking past the Patriots this year.
Yeah, I can't.
That's just me. It'll be close. They'll be fighting for fourth place.
I think the Jets are hot garbage. They're like garbage that's been heated up.
Need their own stadium.
They're like garbage that's been heated up to make it worse garbage.
And for some reason, people keep going back to the garbage, even though you give them good food in the same town. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
All right, now we got the North Division: the Bengals, Browns, Ravens, and Steelers.
So yeah, I gotta go.
The Ravens are going to be on the top.
I gotta go Ravens 1. I'm going to go Steelers 2. Like I said, they're throwing it all at it. They're going to be a playoff team with A-Rod as long as he stays healthy. I don't think they'll get out of the first round, but they'll go to the playoffs. I'll take the Bengals 3rd. Honestly, I bet the Steelers and the Bengals both go 10-7. They're going to end up as the 5-6 or 6-7 seeds combined, between the two, however the tiebreaker works there. So I'm calling 3 different teams from the AFC North making the playoffs. Browns, I think, are going to go 6-11, 7-10. It's going to start rough. It really is. They got a very hard schedule the first 6 weeks. I think, depending on if Kenny Pickett can come back, I know he's been out with hamstring issues for like the last week. They might end up having to start Flacco here to begin with. If they start Flacco, let me make sure I say this the right way. I like Joe Flacco. I think he can be a good quarterback on a good team. I don't think we're that good of a team. I think there's too many holes right now. You look at Joe Flacco the last 10 years, basically. Besides that 5-game run he had with us and 2 years ago, he hasn't been a good enough quarterback to take teams over the edge, but he's been on some shitty fucking teams. He was with the Broncos 6 years ago. He was with the Broncos 6 years ago when they weren't good. He was in with the Jets, which hot garbage. Last year was with the Colts, which were not that good of a team. He went 4-1 with the Browns that year. We made the playoffs. I think he's a good quarterback for a good team. I don't think he's a good quarterback for a shitty team. I don't think he can take a shitty team and make them good. I think he can make a good team and make them better.
He can maintain something that's already there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he can. I think he can be an excellent standby guy for a good team. I don't think he's going to take a shitty team and make him good, though. My guess is we see Pickett and we just see the two rookies throughout the year. And we see if any of them have any life to them. If they do, we'll probably stick with them for a year. Odds are one of the two rookies I think will be done after this year in Cleveland. So
yeah, one of them's gonna have to get traded.
So somebody will want them, and somebody will give us like a 7th for the chance because they're worth it. But I think next year we'll only have one of those two in Cleveland. My guess is Flacco will be retired. This is probably his last go. And Kenny Pickett, I think it's going to kind of depend on him. If he can put forth the kind of year that like Sam Darnold had last year for the Vikings, I don't know if we have the money to pay for that. He might get that deal out of somebody else. I don't know if we have the money to pay for that because we're still paying for the taint tickler, Deshaun Watson, allegedly.
Allegedly, my hat. I honestly think you'll pick the wrong one out of the two rookies to keep. So, and Kenny Pickett will have to go to a backup role regardless of what he does this year. He'll have to go somewhere else. That's what I see happening in your quarterback room. And Flacco,
there you go.
He's not a starter anymore. So
Flacco is a guy that he can fill in for 6 to 8 weeks probably and do a good job on a good team. My guess is
he's just not a long-term starter anymore.
No, my guess is during the training camp here, if there is a team that has their starter get hurt, they're willing to give up a 7th for Flacco, and we're willing to trade a 7th because Flacco would do fine at a place, say like, and I don't know the backup situation, but say a Green Bay, right? Say their starter gets hurt, he's expected to miss 4 weeks. Flacco could go in there and be fine. San Francisco definitely. Brock Purdy, pulls a hammy. He's going to be out 4 weeks. Flacco could step in there and do amazing things in San Francisco for 4 weeks. So the opportunities are going to be there for Joe, I think. If unfortunately, and I'm saying this as a Browns fan, if he gets stuck in Cleveland, he's not going to end the way he should. Like I said, I think he's a good quarterback for good teams. I don't think he's a good quarterback for not good teams.
No, I get it. I definitely get that one. So your South Division, the Colts, the Jaguars, the Texans, and the Titans. Kind of covered this one already. We know the Texans should be on the top, but how's it shake down from there?
Well, the Jaguars are looking to make a move. Obviously, they traded up with the Browns to pick up the wide receiver / quarterback. And they have the quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. At least they believe they do. The Colts, I don't see it. And I don't see it with Tennessee either, to be honest with you. Cam Ward, we'll see. Going with the rookie anymore is tough. So I'd say you're going to have 2 teams that are going to be potentially decent and 2 teams that are going to have 2 more wins than the Jets, who are hot garbage. In fact, I might just refer to them as the New York hot garbage. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't hear a single word that you said because you were dead quiet on my end. So I thought I lost you for a minute. But my thoughts are the fact the Texans will win it. The Jaguars will be second, and there'll be a fight for 4th again in this division. I think the Colts might edge out the Titans, but I really hope they don't. I've had enough of the Colts.
There you go.
Sound about right? There you go.
All right. I buy it.
West Division. Got the old West Division. You got the Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, and Raiders.
So, obviously, I'm going with the Chiefs until you prove me wrong or someone else proves me wrong. You got to go with the Chiefs, right? They're too damn good. They're too damn well coached. Andy Reid's a hell of a coach. He's a hell of a leader. The guys will continue to fight for him. I have no doubt about that. So then, realistically, I believe the other wildcard spots coming out of the West, it's either going to be the Chargers or the Broncos. Both, I think, are solid choices for that potential. My guess is they're both going to go 9-8. and it'll be the tiebreaker that decides who gets that 7th spot in the playoffs between those two. And then you got the Raiders, who are going to be fighting with the New York hot garbage for the for number 1 pick.
I'm not quite sure I'd put the Raiders down that low in the charge for the number 1 pick, but do you honestly think it's going to be Herbert's year finally? So you think that it's going to be Herbert's year, huh?
Yeah.
He's finally going to do something?
Yeah, he's going to make the playoffs.
Gonna poke him with the stick to make sure he keeps doing stuff this year?
Or he's going to get hurt in preseason, and Joe Flacco will take the charge to the playoffs.
Flacco's on your team, sir.
Well, he is right now until Herbert gets hurt and they need a quarterback.
And then you're going to leave it in Pickett and the rookie's hands, are you?
Yep.
Outstanding. All right, NFC East. You got the Redskins, a.k.a. Commanders, the Cowboys, Eagles, and the Giants. I still hate that fucking name.
I will take the Eagles for the win of the division. The Commanders, they're good. They're a good team, but they got to get Terry McLaurin back signed. Assuming they get McClure signed, they will be above 500. They will go to the playoffs. If they have to trade McLaurin, they will not be above 500, and they will miss the playoffs. The Giants and the Cowboys, especially, kind of the same situation with them. If they can get Parsons re-signed, they have a chance. If they cannot, they're done. The Giants, they are the NFC version of the New York hot garbage.
I thought that was the Cowboys and Dak Prescott and his 900 interceptions.
New York hot garbage, AFC, NFC. It doesn't matter. You might as well just give them the same uniforms. They're going to suck regardless.
Well, they both play in the same garbage stadium, so.
Yes. So the New York hot garbage for the NFC will also finish last in their division.
Oh, that's funny. I don't think Cowboys are going to have a good season, no matter who they sign at this point, until they get somebody better at quarterback that can actually handle the pressure. I think they need a new owner or somebody in between the owner and the players.
I read a report the other day somewhere, I don't remember where it was, and obviously it was fake, but that, the guy that used to own the Mavericks was on Shark Tank.
Mark Cuban.
The fuck's what's his name?
Cuban. Mark Cuban.
Yeah, I read a report somewhere. That said him and a couple other investors bought the Cowboys, and I'm like, you know what? I could see that being successful for him. I don't see Jerry Jones selling the Cowboys anytime soon, but
his boy's high up in there now, isn't he?
Yeah, Stevens. I think Steven might officially be the GM now, but I'm not sure. So
I think so, because that's who Parsons said that he formally gave in person his trade request to.
You got to respect though the fact that the owner of the Cowboys does a weekly call-in show in Dallas. There's no other owners in the league doing a call-in show to talk to fans and let fans ask questions. It's actually pretty impressive that he does that. And
so on a landman.
And I was going to say, I don't know what the television awards are, but he also should get a supporting actor award for his part in Landman. Guest star.
He should not.
Guest star or whatever the hell that would be. He was fantastic.
A cameo. That would be a cameo. And you don't get awards for cameos.
He should get the MTV fucking television award or whatever the fuck it is. He was great.
They don't do those anymore, sir.
Well,
no more astronauts with the flags, I don't think.
MTV sucked ever since they since they took fucking music videos off the air.
It is MTV's 44th anniversary this year. So we need to thank them for the 14 years of music that they gave us.
That's right. You know, that's no shit. I remember, like, it would have been the summer before my freshman year of high school. So it would have been summer of '93, and waking up and watching MTV before I went to weights. And it was always the same fucking videos, but it was fucking great. Soul Asylum, Runaway Train, fucking Gin Blossoms, fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers, Soul to Squeeze. There were some fucking awesome songs that came out that year. And those videos were on every morning before I went to weights.
Yep. Every day and all night. They started at like, what was it, 11 or 12 at night, and they played until 8 or 9 in the morning every day.
Yeah, so we had just moved to Remsen before my freshman year, and the cable company there actually had MTV. Before that, I was living in a town that I don't know if the local cable network just didn't offer MTV or if it was banned by the local network or what, but we did not have MTV. And I remember in 6th grade, I got chicken pox and I was home, and a guy brought me a VHS and it had The Simpsons on it. And like they were on Fox at the time, but this was the music video for the Bartman. It was great.
Go ahead, do the Bartman. Shake your body, check it out. Do the Bartman.
I
front to back in the side if you can. Everybody in the house, do the Bartman.
I watched that VHS of MTV more times than I care to admit. Like it would get over and I would just rewind it and play it over again. I knew the Bartman dance.
Yep.
So yeah, it was great.
You're out the front yard trying to skateboard.
Yeah, not with chicken pox. Although it was weird, you know. I mean, this was the 80s yet, I think. Either late 80s, early 90s. So, like, I got the chicken pox, and all of a sudden, all these kids that I wasn't even friends with came over to the house for play dates because their parents wanted their kids to have chicken pox, too. Just so they could get it done with. Just so they get it over with. I'm like, I don't want to play with this kid. Man. I don't even fucking like him. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah. Why do I got to fucking hang out with this kid? This kid's 4 years younger than me. I don't give a fuck about this. Yeah, this kid's 3 years younger than me. I never even talked to him. Why the fuck's he trying to hang out with me? The fuck?
Yeah, I had the same thing go on. All right, back to the old football after your sidetrack, sir. You and your award ceremonies.
Yeah,
trying to give everybody a participation trophy over there. You fucking
just the really good ones. John Daly and Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones sucks. But you're not a millennial anyway. You're an Xer.
That's right.
All right. North Division. We got the Bears, Lions, Packers, and Vikings.
And the Lions are going to make the playoffs. Vikings, I think, are going to be taking a step back with their quarterback coming back from injury this year, who was going to just be a rookie last year, and then he got injured and missed the year. And the Bears are going to be fighting with the New York hot garbage NFC team.
So I don't think there'll be much of a fight this year between the Lions and the Packers. I think the Lions have her figured out. So the Packers will be a solid second place. And I believe that the Bears and the Vikings will be fighting on who is the hot garbage in the division and who is not.
Yeah, it's hard because like I said, the Vikings are coming back with the quarterback who would have been a rookie last year but got hurt. So he hasn't played any NFL games. A lot of potential, but missing a year. Let's see how bad that hurts him. Bears, yeah, they might as well change their name to New York.
Yeah, I can definitely get behind that change since I think what was it, 2012 or something like that. It's the last time somebody poked him with a stick for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah. You know, maybe they could like pull Ditka out of retirement to coach that team or play tight end.
Mini Ditka, or full size Ditka?
Well, I don't know if the NFL is ready for full size Ditka, so hopefully just mini Ditka.
Mini Ditka can take on the entire Giants by himself with nobody else on the field.
Mini Ditka.
Yeah, mini Ditka, 50. The Giants -2.
Mini Ditka. 47, New York hot garbage, -4. Yeah. So anyways.
Oh, get old Dick.
Speaking of Chicago, though, one thing I should have mentioned earlier, you know, we talked about our Gen X heroes last week passing away, 3 of them. Then the next night, or that night that we recorded, one of my childhood favorites, Ryan Sandberg, passed away. prostate cancer. So I would say this, guys, if you're of an age, it's time to go get checked. Cool thing is they can do that with blood labs. You don't have to do the bend over and feel poked. They can check your numbers on your blood labs and see if you're safe or not. So it's worth it. Spend the time, go to the doctor. Prostate cancer is not something you want to pass away from.
So we had who was the other one that just went not too long ago? It was Lonnie Anderson was in there.
From WKRP in Cincinnati?
Yep. She just passed.
She had to be 70 something, I bet.
Yeah, but it's not showing her on my list here. There's a whole bunch of celebrities that have passed away this year.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, that was a sad one. Him and his wife passed away at the same time. It was believed to be a carbon monoxide poisoning, which is sad. So another public service announcement. Go ahead, don't be afraid. You can buy those carbon monoxide sensors at like Menards for like $40. We have one downstairs in our basement next to our boiler. It's also in the same place as the water heater and the washer and dryer. Worth the money, it'd be because that's, it knocks you out and then kills you. It's not like you feel woozy. You just, kind of go in your sleep, which I guess rightfully is probably a pretty peaceful way to go, but, I'd choose not to want to go right now.
I agree. And then since you're on your baseball ones, you got to get Bob Uecker in there.
Yeah. Bob Uecker was one of the best as far as baseball personalities. Obviously, the announcer of 3 major league movies and an actual MLB team. Bob was one of those guys that's probably universally loved. Now that was a rough way to start the MLB season.
And one of my favorite actors of all time, so you got Val Kilmer.
Yeah, Val passing away. He had that whole throat cancer thing situation. Another one tough.
He put her in that one more movie for Top Gun, and even spoke in it a little bit, even though it probably almost killed him to do that. But he is the best Doc Holliday we've ever had.
Indeed,
by far.
Probably better than the original.
Probably a lot better. All right, let's get off your service announcements for a little bit.
That's right. So NFC South.
Throw the football back around. You bet. Never mind. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sorry, almost slipped up there.
Easy for you to say.
Panthers and the Saints.
Which part? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll take the Bucs for the division win. The Falcons, I think, will be right in that 9-8, 8-9 range.
I hope Bijan has, because he's a Texas alum. I hope Bijan has a great year. But I think that the Falcons are lower tier, sir. Lower tier.
I think they're right about 500. I think they'll beat the bad teams. They won't beat the good teams.
They got an easy division other than the Bucs. So
yeah, the Panthers are probably like a 5-win team, and the Saints. The Saints are going to be sad because they won't have a chance at the number 1 pick because they'll be behind the 2 New York hot garbages and the Chicago hot garbage. But they got the number 4.
The Raiders?
Yeah, there you go. So
what about the Raiders? You said the Raiders were going to be down there too.
They are terrible. No, I didn't say the Broncos. So my guess is
I said the Broncos.
I'm calling it right now. The Saints are going to end up with the number 6 pick.
I think Saquon will be down there in that hot garbage too. So
you're fucking
not the Eagles, just Saquon, not the Eagles.
You're smoking a whole lot of crack.
Now Saquon's going to fall off this year. I'm telling you.
All right, yeah, you called it. Your preseason pick is not Saquon.
No, the sad thing on my fantasy football team, I have Henry and Saquon, and I got to keep one. It's not going to be Saquon.
All right. I honestly, I don't know how you have to choose between those two. But talk about a rough choice, honestly.
It's a hard one.
Yeah. I'd probably keep Derrick Henry over Saquon also, but both of them I think are going to have excellent years again.
Yeah. I wish I could find what that guy on our comment section said. Wish I could find that betting line so I could put money that Saquon's not going to get over 1450 in rushing yards this year. I would definitely put money on that.
Hold on a second here.
But I cannot find it, sir.
Hold on a second.
So,
I don't know.
Where are we going?
I am.
Are you looking things up on your phone again and giving me the W?
Yes, I am.
It's not DraftKings. I already looked.
FanDuel. Let's see here.
You got some fancy smancy thing that I don't have?
Just FanDuel. I'm having it pulling up. I'm having hard trouble pulling it up right now, but we'll get it for next week. We'll get the FanDuel odds. So what I'd like to do here, Cobb, is in 2 weeks time, maybe 3 weeks, right after before the season starts. Before regular season starts, we'll get on FanDuel and we'll find our $1,000 of bets. And we'll give the odds of what we're getting, and we'll see who wins the most money with their $1,000 that they're betting. And remind you, it's a $10 minimum bet on FanDuel. So
we'll do that on the draft day.
Yeah,
the fantasy draft day, because the fantasy draft only takes like 30 minutes. So
yeah, I won't. If it's just you and me, it won't take long.
Fantasy draft?
Yeah.
No, fantasy draft. There's 10 other teams. So 10 teams
all right,
total.
cool.
But it's all online, so you fly straight through it.
Nice.
All right. So we got one division left. We got the West, NFC West. 49ers, Cardinals, Rams, and Seahawks.
So I would say give me the Niners for the win. Give me the Seahawks and Rams as playoff teams, and give me the Cardinals as like a 7 and 10. They're not hot garbage, but they're not.
You don't quite have them in the dumpster, huh?
No, they're not.
They're just outside.
They're not hot garbage. They're not a dumpster fire, but they're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to be in the division. It's tough. So I'll say 7 and 10.
7 and 10. Well, that one I can't really argue with you on much. The only thing that I can really throw out there that's rather funny is, have you ever watched Kyler Murray scramble? Kind of looks like a toddler that just stole your car keys.
Yeah, it's no shit.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny. It's like a little toddler running around out there.
Did you remember when you had, I assume it was the Xbox 360 when you first got it at the apartment in Newton, and there was the Leisure Suit Larry video game on there, and like
yes, sir.
He would get too drunk and you'd be like running around from the cops naked, and your character was drunk. So like he was real wobbly and he couldn't run very fast and the screen was kind of spinning. That's Kyler Murray when he scrambles sometimes. He's drunk Laser Suit Larry.
I love how you keep dating yourself, because you can get drunk on Grand Theft Auto and try running around and driving on the streets too, and it's all blurry and you're dizzy and shit too.
Well, there you go.
But thanks for going back to Leisure Suit Larry. We got to get you up to date on your video game, sir.
Yeah, well,
see, this is why you're old. This is why you're old. The last video game that you remember playing is Home Run Derby, back on the show.
That game was awesome.
That's all we did. See who could hit the most home runs all day. That's literally all we did. All day.
I remember I woke up early one Sunday morning just because I couldn't sleep anymore, and we're at the house there in Oski, and I had the TV on real quiet because I didn't want to wake anybody up, because I had woke up and I was just up, right? So I'm playing some Home Run Derby, and all of a sudden old JG and his piece of the time I hear him on the other side of the pool table, and all I can do is just sit there, because what am I going to do? right? Yeah, gotta let the old boy finish.
I knew exactly what story you were gonna tell, man.
And so they get done and they stand up and they see me sitting there and they're just like, "Oh my God." Um, I'm just like, "Hey, how you doing? Good morning. How you been?"
Nice to see everything still works good.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, thanks.
Oh shit.
Thanks for that. Yeah, so good times.
So who's your pick for league MVP this year?
Oh wow. We're going to go with Jalen Hurts.
That probably hurts Lamar's feelings, sir.
Well,
Gronk's got Lamar.
Lamar's won it twice already. I don't think they'll give it to him a third time.
So then it'll be the Bills quarterback,
Josh Allen. Yeah. No, I'm going with Jalen Hurts.
Down to which one of the it'll come down to which one of the three teams has the best record out of those three, honestly.
Yeah.
Between the Ravens, the Eagles, and the chicken wings. I mean the Bills. Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
So I normally, right? I wear my Caged Dolphin hat on the show, right? Normally. But I started this football talk for a good reason, because if you look at this screen right there, see that number one team right there in college football? See who that is this year?
Yeah, that's great. It don't matter. It's college.
Yeah. It does.
I mean, at this point, college football matters less and less. It's, it really doesn't. How the individuals play matters, but at this point, it's like, so Iowa State, did I see this right? They are running $147 million deficit in their athletic department this next year. $147 million deficit. And this is all caused by these football conference realignments. They need to, if you want your football the way that the conferences are lining up, make them fucking something different. But your other sports need to be more regionally based. They really need to. There's no reason for Iowa State to be traveling to West Virginia on a Tuesday night for fucking women's gymnastics. They need, honestly, go ahead, do whatever you want with football conferences. I don't care. But make it separate. Make all the rest of the other sports more regional, so that way it makes sense. The travel that these schools are having to put in now is too extreme. I would love to know what, like, University of Washington's travel costs are for their athletic programs last year. That'd be astronomical. I mean, there was times they had to travel to fucking Rutgers. So they're going from Washington to New York State for a fucking basketball game. Conference. They need to figure something out.
So I don't think they should have been allowed to. I don't think they should have been allowed to change the conferences to begin with, and make the super conferences. I think they should have left them exactly like they were.
That was always going to happen though, because they need the teams to fill the money. You and I were kind of talking about this earlier with the Big Ten is now all on, has nothing on ESPN or ABC. And the SEC is all ABC or ESPN. But the Big Ten is mostly Fox and FSN and that, which is owned by the same company that owns ESPN and ABC. So ultimately, the Disney network, or Disney, whatever you want to call it, owns the broadcast rights for both the SEC and the Big Ten. I mean, call it how you want. You can say, yeah, oh man, that's terrible. The Big Ten's not going to be on ESPN. Disney still owns it. Whether it's going to Disney's left pocket or the right pocket, all that money is going into Disney's pockets. So
yep, no, I agree.
Yeah, like I said, I think football needs to figure out a way to have their own separate conferences, separate from everything else. I'm fine if football wants to have the 16-team conferences. That way you have your East, South, or Northwest. You can have your division play at the end of, conference championship play. I'm fine with all that. I don't care. But the rest of the sports need to go back to more regional conferences. It's going to hurt college athletics more than it's going to help.
I agree. Hang on for just a second. I got to let this little fucker out. She'll piss on the floor. Sorry, I inherited a dog.
That's all right.
But I got one.
So, on a side note,
football conferences.
Okay, side note, before we get into that, I want to congratulate my nephew. He just proposed to his girlfriend, now fiance, last couple days. Big congratulations to him. As someone who,
well, you got to call names out on this.
you got to
put the names out there.
I don't know if I'm allowed to, so we just won't. They know who they are. Congratulations! I'm happy for you. Go ahead and have a kid or two here real quick, because I'm really excited. I want to hold a baby again. I want to spend some time with a little baby. So
yeah, you're getting old when you want to hold the kids.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm real excited for him. It's awesome. They were over in Ireland, I believe, when they got engaged. So it's pretty awesome.
Outstanding. That's a good time. Congratulations go out. So you brought up Iowa State's deficit that they're running at. The preseason poll has them at 21 overall out of 25 teams. So that's not bad for an Iowa team. I mean, starting out the season, but it shouldn't cost them that much money to get there. Now I have 2 pictures of you and no volume. Now I have 1 picture of you. Now I have none.
And I'm back again.
Look at that. 3rd time's the charm.
All right. So before we get into college football.
Yes, sir.
I say we cut it off here and we get into college football next year, because we have, about an hour and 15 minutes. Probably.
Yeah, no, I was just following up on what you said about the Iowa State thing.
Oh.
About the money wise. And I said that they're currently, out of the 25, they're ranked 21st coming in football.
No.
Which is good for an Iowa school. So
yeah. I say that's next weekend. Let's take a look at the college football. Let's really get into college football next week.
We can do that. What do you got for a wrap up for today then? Where do you want to?
Let's go back to something we haven't done in a while. We'll do the flounder recipes.
Oh, jeebus.
So yesterday I did some wings on my Pit Boss pellet grill, and I did what they call the 0 to 400 wings. So you put the wings on just completely raw. I season the shit out of them, obviously, salt, pepper, garlic. But you put the wings on this pellet grill with the pellet grill off, raw wings. Get them all on there. You set the temperature for 400. You let it go a half hour. After a half hour, you flip them over the other side. After that next half hour, so they're on there for an hour, you take them off, you sauce them. They're fucking great. I had a couple wings that were a little too close to the center and got a little charred just because they were too close to the grates by the ash pot, a little too hot. But other than that, they were cooked perfectly and easy as shit, because wings are one of those things that if you're frying them and then throwing them in sauce, it's a lot of work. So to actually just be able to throw them on the pellet grill, hour later, they're done. That was really good. So
well, that's a quick, fast little thing. Plus, right now, I read online right before this that Walmart, their $600 pellet grill is 57% off right now, so you can get it for $256. So you can buy the grill and run the wings.
I would love to hear from Steeler. I strongly suggested him buying the pellet grill, I believe it was.
Yeah, the Pit Boss.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever did or not. Maybe I'll need to give him a text and see if we can get an update on that. I know he was severely looking at it last we knew, but I don't know if he got it done or not. So it'll be interesting. You get a hold
of him, you tell him to stock up on his football knowledge, and we'll just bring him on next week.
I love it. Or 2 weeks for the NFL. He's more of an NFL guy, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big NFL guy. He likes talking shit about certain schools. So
next week college, 2 weeks NFL again, and we'll do in 2 weeks we'll look at our draft betting, our drafts or our bets, and we'll figure out our big bets for the year and see who can make the most money from the $1,000. $1,000.
And we might get to go live on a tubing event again here at the end of August, whatever holiday that is. Which one is it? Labor Day?
Yeah, Labor Day.
Yeah, I'll be down in Texas, so I think we're going to go tubing one of the days that I have to be down there. So maybe we'll
Nice.
get a live event going for that again. So
I
who
love
knows?
it. I love it.
All right, man. Well, I will see you next time, maybe 4 or 5 times during our next recording, just like this time.
That's right. Sounds good. Well, have a good week, Cope.
You too, man. Later.
All right. Later.
It's called Frosty Dinghy, and I'm the dolphin, and you're the flounder.
Well, I guess I think it should be Dr. Parker, but